Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Silver City Community Theater Radio Hour, right here, Sundays at 5 on Gila Members Community Radio. That's KURU 89.1 FM in beautiful Silver City, New Mexico, and streaming online at gmcr.org. Hello, I'm Wendy Spurgeon. Your host is here with weekly radio theater entertainment, artfully edited by Chris Wellman of Mystic Way Productions, featuring the fresh, locally sourced talent of Silver City Community Theater and beyond. Tonight we hear Season 2, Episode 7, Suspense, Sorry, Wrong Number, and Nightmare. It is coming up on Halloween, and for an extra treat, we'll hear a new jingle from Sarah and Billy in between that is sure to bring a smile to your face. First up is Sorry, Wrong Number. Lucille Fletcher's play originally aired on the Suspense radio program on May 25th, 1943, essentially a one-woman play with Agnes Moorehead as Mrs. Stevenson, an imperious invalid who accidentally intercepts a phone call between two men plotting a murder for that evening. She tries to enlist the help of the telephone operator, the police, and a hospital, becoming more frantic as time passes. In the final moments of the play, she realizes that she herself is the intended victim. The play was reprised 7 times on August 21st, 1943, then 1944, 45, 48, 52, 57, and 1960, each starring Moorehead. The final broadcast was on February 14th, 1960. Orson Welles called Sorry, Wrong Number the greatest single radio script ever written. In 2015, the May 25th, 1943 broadcast was deemed culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant by the Library of Congress and selected for inclusion in the National Recording Registry. Special thanks to Jim and Phyllis McQuaid for bringing this historical gem to life, and to Chris Wellman for bringing it all together in this suspenseful audio package. Enjoy. Sorry, Wrong Number.
This is the Man in Black, here to introduce this weekly half hour of Suspense. Tonight, from Hollywood, we proudly present one of the most compelling actresses of our time, Miss Agnes Moorehead. Miss Moorehead appears in a new study in terror by Lucille Fletcher called Sorry, Wrong Number. This story of a woman who accidentally overheard a conversation with death and who strove frantically to prevent murder from claiming an innocent victim is tonight's tale of Suspense. If you have been with us on these Tuesday nights, you will know that suspense is compounded of mystery and suspicion and dangerous adventure. In this series are tales calculated to intrigue you, stir your nerves, to offer you a precarious situation, then withhold the solution until the last possible moment. And so it is with Sorry, Wrong Number and the performance of Agnes Moorehead. We again hope to keep you in suspense.
Oh, how awful. How unspeakably awful. Operator, I've just been cut off. Well, operator, I was supposed to be calling Murray Hill 40098, but it wasn't. Some wires must have got crossed. I was cut into a wrong number. And I've just heard the most dreadful thing, something about a murder. And operator, you simply have to retrace that call at once. I know it was a wrong number, and I had no business listening, but these two men, they were cold-blooded fiends, and they are going to murder somebody, some poor, innocent woman who was all alone in a house near a bridge. And we've got to stop them. We've got to. It doesn't matter what number I was calling. This was a wrong number, and you dialed it for me. And we've got to find out what it was immediately. Oh, why are you so stupid? It doesn't matter what number I was calling. What time is it? I don't want the chief operator. I think it's perfectly shameful. Now look, it was obviously a case of some little slip of the finger. I told you to try Murray Hill 40098 for me, and you dialed it, but your finger must have slipped, and I was connected with some other number. And I could hear them, but they couldn't hear me. Now, I simply fail to see why you couldn't make that same mistake again on purpose. Why couldn't you try to dial Murray Hill 40098 in the same careless way? All right, dial Murray Hill 40098. Only carelessly, please. Thank you. Oh, busy. I know Murray Hill 40098 is busy. Operator, you didn't try to get that wrong number at all. I asked you explicitly, and all you did was dial correctly. Can't you for once forget what number I'm calling and do something for me? Well, I want to trace that call. It's my civic duty, and it's your civic duty to trace that call and apprehend those dangerous killers. And if you won't, all right, get me the chief operator. Oh, very well, please do. All this talk can't make anyone understand. It takes so much time to get anyone. Chief operator, I want you to trace a call, a telephone call, immediately. I don't know where it came from or who was making it, but it's absolutely necessary that it be tracked down because it was about a murder that someone's planning. A terrible, cold-blooded murder of a poor, innocent woman tonight at 11:15. Can you trace it for me? Can you track down those men? It depends. It depends on what? Has it been disconnected? Of course it's been disconnected. That was at least 5 minutes ago. And they didn't seem to be the type that would make a long call. My name is Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Elbert Stevenson. But listen, my telephone number is Plaza 3 2093. But if you go on wasting all this time, why do I want the call traced? Why? Oh, no reason. I mean, I merely felt very strongly that something ought to be done about it. These men sounded like killers. They're dangerous. They're going to murder this woman 11:15 tonight. And I thought the police ought to know. No, I haven't reported it to the police. Well, no, not yet. Yes, but meanwhile, oh, for heaven's sakes, you mean to tell me I can't check this call as a private individual when there's going to be a murder without getting tied up in all this red tape? Oh, why, it's perfectly idiotic. I'll call the police. Oh, ridiculous. I never heard of such nonsense. Police department. I can't see why you have to go through all this business. The police department. Get me the police department, please. Oh dear, do you have to dial? Can't you ring them direct? All this time wasted. Police department? Oh, This is Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Elbert Smythe Stevenson of 5353 North Sutton Place. I'm calling to report a murder. I mean that the murder hasn't been committed yet, but I just overheard plans for it over the telephone, over a wrong number that the operator gave me. Yes, positively. It was a perfectly definite murder. I heard their plans distinctly. 2 men were talking, and they were going to murder some woman at 11:15 tonight. She lived in a house near a bridge. Are you concentrating on this? You sound sleepy. And there was a private patrolman on the street. He was going to go around for a beer on 2nd Avenue. And there was a third man, a client, who was paying to have this poor woman murdered. They were going to take her rings and bracelets and use a knife. Well, it's unnerved me dreadfully, and I'm not well, and I'm very nervous. Oh, dear. My name is Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Elbert Stevenson. Oh, my address is 53 North Sutton Place. That's near a bridge, the Queensboro Bridge. You know, and we have a private patrolman on our street. And 2nd Avenue is the next street. Oh, well, I was calling Murray Hill 40098, but that wasn't the number I overheard. I mean, Murray Hill 40098 is my husband's office. He's working late tonight, and his line was busy, and I was trying to reach him to ask him to come home. I'm an invalid, you know, and it's the maid's night out. And you'll look into it? The whole thing calls for a search, a complete and thorough search of the whole city. I'm very near the bridge, and I'm not far from 2nd Avenue, and I know I'd feel a whole lot better if you sent around a radio car to this neighborhood at once. Oh, I don't know. Only the coincidence is so horrible. It sounds like this neighborhood. 2nd Avenue, the patrolman, the bridge. Yes, and maybe it wasn't a long-distance call I heard. I'm all alone and very nervous. My maid, Eloise, she's a big girl. She weighs 200 pounds. She's too lazy to bring up my breakfast tray. It's her night out, and my husband, Albert, he's crazy about me. He just adores me. Waits on me hand and foot. Scarcely left my side since I took sick 12 years ago. He's working at, I don't care how many other matters you have on your desk. This is not routine. It's murder, and it requires immediate attention. Oh, you idiot. Idiot, stupid. Oh, why doesn't Albert come home? Why doesn't he? I'll dial the operator again. I just can't. Operator, for heaven's sakes, will you ring that Murray Hill 40098 number again? I can't think what's keeping him so long. Well, try. I don't see why he doesn't answer. It makes me so nervous. I can hear it. You don't have to tell me. I know it's busy. If I could only get out of this bed for a little while, if I could get a breath of fresh air, or just lean out of the window and see the street. Hello, Albert? Hello? Oh, what's the matter with this phone? Hello? Hello? Oh, for heaven's sakes, who is this? Hello? Who Who is trying to call me? What are they trying to do to me? Operator, I don't know what's the matter with this telephone, but it's positively driving me crazy. I've never seen such inefficient, miserable service. Now look, I'm an invalid and I'm very nervous, and I'm not supposed to be annoyed much longer. Well, everything seems to be the trouble. I haven't had one bit of satisfaction out of one call I've made this evening. The whole world could be murdered for all you people care. And now my phone keeps ringing and ringing and ringing every 5 seconds or so. And when I pick it up, there's no one there. I don't want you to test my phone for me. I want you to put that call through, whatever it is. Oh, you can't do that? And why, may I ask? And meanwhile, I've got to sit here in my bed, suffering every time that phone rings, imagining everything. You're not trying to check the trouble for me. Oh, what's the use of talking to you? You're so stupid. But I know the dial system is automatic. Oh, young woman, I don't know your name, but there are ways of finding out, and I'm going to report you to your superiors for the most unpardonable rudeness. Oh, give me the business office at once. Dial it direct. I'll do no such thing. I don't even know the number. Oh, you, what's the use? Oh, dear. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Hello? Hello? Stop ringing me. Do you hear? Answer me. Who is this? Do you realize you're driving me crazy? Who's calling me? What are you doing it for? Now stop it. Stop it. Stop it, I say. If you don't stop ringing me, I'm going to call the police. Do you hear? Hello? Hello? Yes, this is Plaza 32098. I'm sorry. Who? Oh, Western Union. Yes, this is Mrs. Albert Stevenson. Will you read the telegram, please? Yes, that's the address. Darling, terribly sorry. Tried to get you the last hour, but the line busy. Leaving for Boston 11 p.m. tonight on urgent business. Back tomorrow afternoon. Keep happy, signed Albert. Oh, no. No, I don't want a copy of the message. Good night. Oh, Albert, how could you? How could you? When you knew I was going to be alone, I can't be alone tonight. Well, if I'm alone one more second, I'll go mad. I don't care what he says or what the expense is. I'm a sick woman. I'm entitled to a little consideration. Information? I want the telephone number of Henchley Hospital. No, I don't know the street address. It's a very small, private, and exclusive hospital where I had my appendix out 2 years ago. Henchley, Henchley. Please hurry. And please, what is the time? Oh, for heaven's sakes, I've no time to dial. What is the number of Henchley Hospital? Butterfile 39970. Is that Henchley Hospital? I want the nurses' registry. I said I want the nurses' registry at once. I want a trained nurse. I want to hire her immediately for the night. The nature of the case is nerves. I'm very nervous. I need soothing and companionship. You see, my husband is away, and I'm No, I'm not under a doctor's care at the moment. I was a patient in your hospital 2 years ago. And after all, I do expect to pay this person for attending me. Well, this is an emergency case and absolutely necessary. I'm a sick woman. I'm very upset. Very. I'm alone in this house and I'm an invalid. And tonight I overheard a telephone conversation that upset me dreadfully. A woman is going to be murdered when a train crosses a bridge. In fact, if someone doesn't come at once, I'm afraid I'll go out of my mind. Miss Phillips? And do you have to wait until Miss Phillips comes in? And when do you expect Miss Phillips in? She went out to supper at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock? But it's not 11 yet. Where's my clock? Oh, my clock stopped. I thought it was running down. What time is it? 14 minutes past 11? What was that? That? Why, that click. Just now. In my own telephone. As though someone had lifted the receiver off the hook. Off the extension telephone downstairs. But I did hear it. There's someone in this house. Someone downstairs in the kitchen. And they're listening to me now. I won't pick it up. I won't let them hear me. I'll be quiet. And they'll think, but if I don't call someone now while they're still down there, there'll be no time. I've got to get that operator. Operator, I'm in desperate trouble. I don't dare speak louder. There's someone listening. Can you hear me now? But you've got to hear me. Oh, please, you've got to help me. There's someone in this house, someone who's going to murder me. And you've got to get in touch with Oh, there it is. Did you hear it? He's put it down. He's put down the extension phone. He's coming up the stairs. Give me the police department. Give me the police. I can hear him. Hurry.
Police Department, Precinct 43, Sergeant Martin speaking. Police Department, Precinct 43, Sergeant Martin speaking. Yes, sir. What, sir? Wrong number? Okay. Good night, sir. And so it closes. Sorry, wrong number. Starring Miss Agnes Moorehead. Tonight's tale of Suspense.
Boy, am I hungry. What kind of soup is that?
Make way for the great American soup.
Can you give me that again?
Up at the Ritz, they pass the word to 42nd Street. Make way for the great American soup. Hey, mister, have you tried the soup? That's good enough to eat. Shake hands with the great American soup. Feel that rhythm, guide your feet on the soupy road to romance. Let's face the chicken gumbo and dance. Who's got its noodles up in lights from Broadway to the Loop? It's the great. I said the great. It's the great, great, great American soup.
Emily, why do you always have to make such a big production out of everything?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just tuning in, you're listening to SCCT Radio Hour on Gila Members Community Radio on KURU 89.1 FM. we just heard Jim and Phyllis McQuaid in Sorry, Wrong Number, followed by a soup jingle sent in from Sarah Thrasher and Billy Dominguez. That's just the kind of fresh, locally sourced talent you hear when you tune in Sundays at 5. We are coming up on Halloween, so we're sharing some suspenseful and experimental radio plays for tonight's weekly radio theater entertainment. Next up, we present Nightmare by Elliot Lewis. On the Columbia Workshop, a sustaining program that means it has no commercials or sponsor, it was created in 1936 on the Columbia Broadcasting System, now CBS, as a prestige program and a laboratory for the best that the audio medium had to offer. Needless to say, there is no equivalent being broadcast today. As a workshop, the doors were thrown open to new playwrights. Norman Corwin made his auspicious debut here in 1938 with The Plot to Overthrow Christmas, as well as established authors interested in experimenting with the medium. Archibald MacLeish's The Fall of the City is an example. Now, there was an emphasis on high production values and creative sound patterns. Not everything was a success. Listening today, some programs are electric, others dated, but in its day, it was something to talk about. Broadcasts became sporadic during and after World War II. A new version returned for 86 episodes in 1956 and 57 as the CBS Radio Workshop. Elliot Lewis made his radio debut in 1936 at the age of 18. As an actor, Lewis was in high demand on radio, and he displayed a talent for everything from comedy to melodrama. The first radio script Lewis wrote was for The Hermit's Cave. It was called The Drain. Lewis's writing process involved thinking of a provocative sound or circumstance. He was considered one of the top talents in the radio world. In all, Lewis was involved in over 1,200 radio productions, often working behind and in front of the microphone on the same episodes. In his later years, Lewis wrote 7 detective novels about Fred Bennett, a police officer who becomes a private investigator. The series was published by Pinnacle Books from 1980 to 1983. Transcribed by Patty Rosebank, CBS Radio Workshop presented Elliot Lewis's Nightmare on May 5th, 1957. We welcome back Ted Pressler as the announcer and the captain. Billy Dominguez portrays Elliot Lewis in the lead role, Johnny Scott. Sarah Thrasher plays his wife, Ruth Scott. I play Mother Scott. William Knutinen, who now resides in Tucson, remotely recorded Father Scott. And Mel Gelb plays Dr. Rogers. Enjoy Nightmare by Elliot Lewis as originally presented on the CBS Radio Workshop on May 5th, 1957.
CBS Radio presents the CBS Radio Workshop, dedicated to man's imagination, the theater of the mind.
This is Elliot Lewis. I believe there's a place for experimental drama in radio. CBS Radio also believes this, hence the Radio Workshop. The play you're going to hear is such an experiment. It's debatable whether it's too personal experience. I don't think it is. And CBS Radio has been kind enough to give me the time to find out. Some of you may be offended, some revolted, some excited by the sharing of this experience. At all events, since it is an experiment, and since we'll be dealing with those strange depths in a man's mind called his subconscious, we ask your attention. The play is called Nightmare.
Are you all right, Johnny? Johnny?
Tired. I'm so tired.
Well, what was it? Are you all right?
Fine. Just a little sick. Tired.
I'll call Dr. Rogers.
No, it's late. Let the poor man sleep. Call him in the morning if I don't feel better.
You sure?
Sure, I just want to sleep.
I'll call him.
Please, it's all right.
Well, come to bed then. You can't sit here all night.
I'll be in a few minutes. I'll just sit here for a while.
I'll stay here with you then.
No need. I'll just get a little rest.
I'll stay here.
So tired. Tired.
I'll stay with you. I won't go away. I won't leave you. I'll stay right here.
Number 18 it was, on the wide end run. The opposing tackle in black trunks finally downed him on the 19-yard line. And this is a good time to remind you that this is Johnny Scott bringing you the annual Gridiron Classic. That this is Johnny Scott. That's very odd, ladies and gentlemen. There's a man sitting on the far side of the field, whose face he seems to be smiling at something. Perhaps you all know him. He's a tall man, wears a black mustache, has black hair parted in the center and well and carefully combed. He's smoking a cigarette. Perhaps you all know him. Oh, there's the play. It's number 18 again, this time diving through his own left tackle. This boy is really tremendous. There just now. The opposing tackle grabbed number 18 from behind. The man with the black mustache is applauding. Oh no! The players on both sides have jumped on number 18, and they're hitting him with their fists. The crowd is going wild. This is horrible. People are jumping from their seats into the field to join in, but they're all on one side, all striking number 18, who's lying face down on this beautiful green sod of this lovely stadium. It's a lovely autumn day here in New Falls, and over 80,000 screaming fans are pounding and kicking player number 18. The man with the black mustache. I'm sure you almost know him. The man with the black mustache is standing in the center of the screaming mob. He seems to be directing their efforts. I've never seen anything like this, ladies and gentlemen. There doesn't seem to be anything anyone can do to save number 18. There, just now, the man with the black mustache picked up the quiet form of my father. He slung my father over his shoulder. He's making his way through the crowd. Why is he carrying my father away? Where is he taking my father?
Mr. Scott,
Pardon? Oh, yes, Captain.
we shall be pleased to have you at our table tonight.
Oh, thank you, sir. At your table.
Of course. Had you forgotten?
No, sir, of course not.
Very well. At 15 bells.
Yes, thank you, Captain.
Good. Good work, my boy.
Mustn't forget. Dinner at 15 bells.
Master Scott?
Oh, hello, Miss Simpson. I'm glad to see you again.
Really?
Oh, of course I am. I always liked you, Miss Simpson. Just because I can't do my algebra doesn't mean I don't like you.
Take your seat, please. Can you remember where your place is in this room? Class. It seems strange to me that a young man would forget the location of his desk.
It seems strange to me that you should be holding your classes on board an ocean-going vessel.
An ocean-going vessel? Really? Rogers?
Yes, Miss Simpson?
You!
Good afternoon, John.
Weren't you just at the football game?
Football game? I've been here in class since first bell. I shall stay here until 15 bells.
Miss Simpson,
What is it, Master Scott?
I'd like to know why this student sitting here next to me has a black mustache and denies that being at the football game this afternoon.
I object, Miss Simpson. I couldn't have been at that football game this afternoon, when it is now only morning. This afternoon, in fact, has not yet arrived. Therefore, I move this entire case be dismissed.
Master Scott?
Oh, I have nothing to say. His argument sounds logical, but I saw him hit number 18 at the football game this afternoon. I know I saw him. He hit my father and then carried him away.
Miss Simpson, it is obvious to me that since this morning to be specific, it is impossible that this young man, John, could have seen me this afternoon at anything this afternoon, since this particular afternoon won't be here until after this morning is over. Right?
Right. Master Scott?
He's trying to trick me. He's just saying words. He always does that, and I won't stand for it.
You're going to hit me?
I am going to hit you. I'm going to bloody your nose for you.
Then hit. Then strike. Then flay. Then pound. Then attack. Then beat. Go.
Ugh, let go of my arms and I will.
I am not near your arms. I won't touch your arms.
Let go of me.
I am not near your arms. I won't touch your arms.
Then let go of me. Don't hit me, please. Why did you hit me? Stop hitting me.
I'm not near your arms.
You've got to let go of me.
I'm not hitting you, John.
There. Now you can't hit me. I've got to run faster. I think this is when I'm to have dinner with the captain.
Mr. Scott, welcome to our little captain's dinner, which we have on board ocean-going vessels every night for invited guests of the captain. I am the captain.
May I remark, sir, about your very fine orchestra?
You may.
They're very fine.
Why, thank you. Now, if everyone will please be seated. Miss Simpson, over there.
An apple? For me?
Rogers, on her left.
Right.
Mr. Scott, Sr., over there.
Thank you.
Hello, Dad.
Hi, Johnny. Don't bolt your food now.
I won't, Dad.
And our guest of honor, John Scott, Jr., at the head of the table, opposite me.
Thank you, sir.
Ready? On your mark, get set, go.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late. I hope I didn't worry anyone.
Miss Vincent, you may sit next to Mr. Scott, Secundus, at the opposite end of the table.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Pleasure.
Are you enjoying the cruise, Mr. Scott?
Yes, very, very much so. Thank you. And you?
Very much, thank you. Are you hungry?
No, I'm not.
Neither am I. Besides, I hate oatmeal.
Would you like to go outside?
Thank you, I would.
They won't notice.
You don't think this is forward of me?
Of course not.
I've never left a dinner table with a young man before.
I'm sure you haven't. And I don't at all think it's forward of you. I think it's very admirable of you.
Thank you.
There's a man in there. The man with the black mustache. He's not a good man or a kind man. This afternoon, he almost killed a football player during the big game. And then he grabbed me and hit me in the chest.
Doesn't he like you?
I don't remember him. I seem to know him. Do you know him?
No, I don't. I don't think I do. What's his name?
The captain called him Rogers.
The name is familiar.
I seem to remember him.
Kiss me.
Thank you, dear.
I love you so much, Johnny.
And I love you, Ruth. I love you, Ruth.
That's good. How long have we been married, Johnny?
4 years, 7 months, and 12 days.
Correct.
But I've only known you 10 minutes.
Correct.
Do you hear that?
Oh, yes.
It sounded as though we'd scraped bottom. There it is again.
We're going up a river.
Isn't there enough water in the river?
They had to let it out. There was a need for it elsewhere.
Oh, I see.
Do you mind very much?
No, I don't mind.
That's good. You'll get used to it.
Isn't it hard on the bottom of the boat?
Perhaps. I'm sorry about your father.
Yes.
So young to die.
My poor dear mother. To lose her love.
What will you do now, Johnny?
We can't get married, Ruth. Not yet.
All right. Poor lady.
Oh, that's not my mother. That's my algebra teacher, Miss Simpson.
Poor lady.
Good afternoon, Miss Simpson.
The class is dismissed. You may all go home. Thank you for being so kind. Please excuse me.
Where were you?
What do you want?
Where did you go? Why did you go outside? Did you ask me whether it was all right for you to go outside?
Don't touch me.
I won't touch you. I just want to give you something.
Oh, don't. Please don't. Oh, don't hit me again. Please don't hit me again. Ruth, please come here. Oh, please come here, Ruth. Where did you go? Ruth, please, Ruth. Don't hit me again. Please don't hit me again.
What did you say, Johnny?
Oh, hi, Dad.
Hello, son.
I thought someone had hit me. The man with the black mustache.
What man is that?
He was having dinner with us at the captain's table.
Oh, yes.
The sky looks nice through the trees.
That it does.
What are we going to do this afternoon, Dad?
Would you like to see a baseball game?
I'd love to.
Then we'll go see a baseball game and eat hot dogs and peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if we never come back, 'cause we'll root.
And it's all right if we spoil our dinner?
I'll tell Mother to have dinner late tonight.
Dad,
Yes, Johnny?
could I have the car tonight? I'll be careful.
Got a date with Ruth?
Yeah,
I like her, Johnny. So does your mother. She's a wonderful girl.
you really like her.
You bet I do.
That's good. I want to marry her, Dad.
Oh, that's good, son. That's good, son.
I want Ruth and I to be married and have a fine life and kids and a big house and garden. Dad,
What is it, son?
you're dead.
Me? Not a chance.
But you are. I remember the day you died. You were so sick, and you died very quietly. I remember the funeral, how proud we all were because so many people, fine people, came to pay their respects.
I didn't die, Johnny.
I remember.
That must have been a dream, son. This is real. Right now.
Is it, Dad?
Of course it is, son. That was a dream. This is real.
I can't hear you, Dad. What'd you say?
The Yankees are playing today, you know.
I can't hear you. Dad, is something wrong with me?
I'll tell Mother to have a late supper.
Dad,
How do you do, young man? Nothing to worry about.
what do you want?
Nothing to worry about, young man. I have an appointment with your father.
You leave my dad alone.
Now, don't be nervous. Nothing to worry about.
Leave my dad alone, I said.
Here now. Step back. Back!
Oh! Ugh. Ugh.
John?
Oh,
John?
what?
John?
I'm all right, Ruth. I'll be all right. It's just I'm lonely.
Johnny?
Don't go away, Ruth. Please don't go away. I don't want to be alone here.
Master Scott?
What? Oh, Miss Simpson.
Aren't you going to ask me for the next dance? You'd better hurry. My program's almost filled, see? I only have 18 empty spaces.
Miss Simpson, may I have the honor of the next 18 dances?
Why, Master Scott, what have you said? I should be delighted.
My arm?
Thank you.
You waltz beautifully, Mother.
They really knew how to waltz when I was a girl. When I was a girl.
You're hardly more than a girl now.
That's sweet.
And very true.
When I was a girl, I never had many empty spaces in my dance program. Young John Scott filled out my program for me at all the dances. We had a dance every Saturday night, and young John Scott was my escort. He was a very dashing young man.
Was he?
We were married, you know. I was Mrs. John Scott instead of Miss Simpson.
I know, Mother.
He died, you know.
I'm sorry.
He just died. No one knew why or how. Your father just died. May I borrow your handkerchief, Master Scott? I seem to have left mine in my purse.
Certainly, Miss Simpson.
Thank you. You may take me back to my chair now, Master Scott. And thank you for a lovely dance.
It was a pleasure. I hope I may have the pleasure again.
Thank you. The pleasure was all mine.
Good evening.
Good evening, Rogers.
What are you doing here?
I was practicing my samba.
I have always held that dancing the samba to a waltz is more interesting than dancing a samba to a samba. Don't you agree?
Quite.
Please excuse me.
I'll join you.
Thank you for a lovely evening.
This way.
Where are we going?
We've moved the office. There are some papers on your desk I think you should look over.
What kind of papers?
Oh, various triplicates, duplicate copies, a few scattered originals, and 18 photostats.
I better clear my desk then. I don't like having a cluttered desk.
Too drafty for you?
No, not at all. The air feels good. It was stuffy at the dance.
Respiration is bad. Bad respiration.
That's very strange.
What is?
I think you said that before to me. Or were you going to say it?
Respiration?
Have you ever said that to me?
It's entirely possible. It's a form of greeting I use. Most people say, "How are you?" when they meet you on the street. I never say, "How are you?" When I meet people on the street, I always remark concerning their respiratory tract.
Oh, of course. I see.
Does the noise of all the typewriters annoy you?
No, I can't hear them.
That's good. Will you sit down?
Thank you.
If you'll sit on that typewriter, I'll let you ride back and forth while I make out this report.
Oh, that's very kind of you. This is very enervating.
Just keep your arms out of the way. If you get your arms too near to me, I shall drive this spike through them. It's a hobby of mine.
I'll be careful. I promised Ruth I'd be careful.
You're a very fortunate man being married to Ruth.
I think I am.
Don't you know you are?
Of course I know I am.
Then why did you say you thought you were?
Oh, it was just a figure of speech.
If you don't stop using figures of speech, I shall have to insist that you stop riding on my typewriter carriage.
I'd just as soon as get off anyway. I feel quite dizzy.
Wait till I disconnect the super heterodyne. I'll help you off. You're on?
Thank you. Don't, please. Let go of my arm.
Sorry, I didn't need to hurt you.
What's wrong with you?
I said I was sorry. What can I say after I've said I'm sorry? Is that your song?
No.
You didn't write that song?
No.
Very well. Then we can get down to the business at hand. Will you sign these papers on the desk?
Are we allowed to do that?
I wouldn't ask otherwise. Your duty is plain. Do it.
All right. This is a strange fountain pen.
It's the newest model. It's made like a piece of chalk, so that it can be erased.
Oh, that's an excellent idea.
Now, these photostats.
I've never signed a photostat.
Just use this camera.
Oh, that's a good idea.
At the bottom, where the coffin is.
Where did you get these?
I made them out, kind sir.
These are death certificates.
Very well written, I think.
These are my dad's death certificates.
Life carries with the joy so many harsh blows.
Who are you? You're so familiar, yet I can't.
Just lie back now. Don't struggle.
Who are you?
That's it. Easy does it.
Put that hammer down. What are you doing with that hammer?
If you'll just bare your chest.
Please don't hit my chest. Please. Oh. I've got to get up. I've got to run away. Up. Get up. Oh, why did everyone go away? Why did they all leave me? I wish I knew where I was. I've got to get home. This is such a dark place. I'm afraid of the dark. Ruth, I'm afraid of the dark. It's dark and I'm alone. Ruth, please come help me.
All right.
Maybe there's a door down there, down at the other end. Oh, why is it so hard to walk?
He'll be all right.
I've got to walk. That'll do it. If I can walk, I can get out of here.
Hello, Johnny.
It's so far to the door. Maybe someone's moving the door away from me. Why do they do that? Don't they know I have trouble walking? Don't they know it's hard for me to walk? Struggle. Don't struggle. I've got to get to the door. I've got to get to the door.
All right. He'll be all right.
Oh, thank God.
This is a strange thing for a doctor to say, I guess. But I just couldn't let him die. You see, I was a doctor when his father passed away.
Oh, I didn't know that. I never knew his father.
I haven't seen him since. I've always felt that he bore me a grudge because of his father. Families very often do that, you know.
Are you sure he's all right now?
Yes, he's all right. A few months of bed rest
He won't be disfigured? Crippled?
I can promise you, he won't be. Strange.
What?
He struggled against me, fought me so hard. You'd almost think he'd been conscious through the whole seizure.
Oh, I don't think he was. He didn't even know me at the time his eyes were open.
You'd better get some sleep now. I'll stay with him until morning. Then we'll get him to the hospital. He'll be all right. Don't worry about him.
All right, Doctor.
It is strange, though. The way he fought me? Strange.
As with all dreams, Elliot Lewis played Johnny Scott, also produced, directed, and was the author of tonight's Nightmare. The music was composed and conducted by Fred Steiner. Ruth Scott was played by Mary Jane Croft. Edgar Barrier was Dr. Rogers. Paula Winslow and Herb Butterfield were Mother and Father Scott. And Barney Phillips was the captain. The CBS Radio Workshop is produced in Hollywood by William N. Robeson.
Thank you, cast. Great work. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into Season 2, Episode 7 of Silver City Community Theater Radio Hour on Gila Members Community Radio, KURU 89.1 FM, Silver City, New Mexico, and listening online at gmcr.org. Getting into the Halloween vibe, we listened to Sorry, Wrong Number with local actors Jim and Phyllis McQuaid. And then we broke the tension a little bit with a soup jingle, reproduced and performed by Sarah Thrasher and Billy Dominguez, two very versatile and talented local performers. And they were just featured in the last radio play. We're just hearing Nightmare, starring Billy and Sarah, along with Mel Gelb, Ted Pressler, William Knutson, and myself. I'm Wendy Spurgeon. I'm your hostess here with weekly radio theater entertainment, supported by the fine audio production of Chris Wellman of Mystic Way Productions, featuring the fresh, locally sourced talent of Silver City Community Theater and beyond. Next week, we keep up the spooky Halloween vibe with 3 short plays featuring the talented drama students of Aldo Leopold Charter School: Mad Tea Party, A Man for All Seasons, and The Village Witch. You won't want to miss that one, so be sure to set your calendar for next Sunday and every Sunday at 5 p.m. and make us a part of your routine. And before we close, I want to give a congratulations and shout out to Joe Navon for his years of service at the Silco Theater and for his new endeavor to launch Silver City Starlight Theater on 1915 North Gold Street. He's going to be offering theater classes and workshops, as well as opening the space for live theater productions. Thank you, Joe. Stay tuned to SCCT Radio Hour Sundays at 5 on KURU for the latest updates for the SCCT Youth Theater Project performance the weekend before Thanksgiving, and December auditions for SCCT's March 2022 production of 12 Angry Jurors, directed by Phyllis McQuaid. Have a great week, everyone. Bye for now.